Hi everybody, my name is Amos for AmosYoMusic.com, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use volume automation to make your bass notes stick out within a dance mix. This song is called Tuya Soy, courtesy from the artist Samantha Encarnacion and themixacademy.com. You can listen to my mix of this over at my website, AmosYoMusic.com, and I'll leave a link in the show notes below for you to check it out. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe on my YouTube channel to receive more updates in future. So over here, you can see in my mix window, I have my bass tracks labeled in brown. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit and play a snippet of it for you. And you can see that the fader is moving up and down during certain sections of the song. So hopefully you can hear the volume increase and decrease, and I'll go ahead and talk further about what I'm actually doing with it. Alright, cool. So hopefully you've seen and heard how the bass gets louder every time the fader moves up. So what I did was I actually learned something from David Glenn over at themixacademy.com, in which he actually duplicates the bass track, the bass DI, whatever that has been given to him in the session, into two different tracks. He calls one bass subs and he calls another one bass DI. In this case, I'm calling it bass top because I'm just going to focus on the top end of the bass guitar. As you can see, both of them are the same exact track. 16 bass, 16 bass, so it's the same. So I just basically copied onto one track and did my processing over there. So the reason why I have a bass subs track is so that I can actually focus all of the low end elements. Every time when the bassist goes down to either the B or the E string, I can use that fader, or I can use that track to emphasize those notes without compromising on the high end or the string noise, or every time when he starts digging into the strings. And then vice versa for the bass top, I can focus on all of the neck, all of the patterns, all of the fills that he's doing high up the strings. And that way it gives me just more flexibility to be able to know, okay, what's he doing? So I don't have to actually compromise that same fader if I were to do it on one track for those two different sections. So this will make more sense when I start to show you what I'm actually doing. So for the bass subs track, I'm actually basically using a simple filter, a low pass filter. In this case, I'm using the Fat Filter Pro Q2 and just sucking out all of the top end. You see, everything's all gone from 70 Hertz and above. So I'm just going to play it with this low pass filter in, and I'm going to take it out so you can hear that it's actually just a normal clean bass DI signal. So here's with the low pass filter in. Alright, and if I were to bypass that filter, it's just a normal clean DI signal. And then with the filter engaged, all of the top end of the string noise disappears, and now you just have this tight low end going on. So now this will be the track that I'm going to use to manipulate the low end elements, like what I said, the E or the B string. Every time when the bassist goes up there, I'll just listen through the track and hear what needs to be featured, and I'll just do that. So what I'm just doing is just basic compression, and then using the Potec, and I'm just boosting a little bit more, 20 Hertz. You're going to hear quite a fair bit of difference with this going on. So this is with the EQ. Okay, I'm going to take it out. Put it back in. Alright, so you can hear those notes getting louder, and it's more tougher. So that's what's going to actually be holding down the groove together with the kick drum. So I actually want the bass subs to be something that is just dominating the low end. Now we're going to talk about the bass top. So the bass top is just the opposite. For the bass subs, we're just taking off everything from 70 and above. The bass top, we're doing the reverse. We're taking out everything 70 and below. So you can see I have another filter, just roughly there about 70 Hertz, removing all of the low end. So here's how it sounds like let me just switch off all of these other EQ on top. So you can hear that it's only just the high pass filter. clear off the low end coming in with the filter engaged. It's just cleaner. Alright, and because I'm also using the bass top to focus in on all of the neck and the string elements every time when he goes up or when he changes strings from a lower to a higher one, I want that to be heard and to poke through the mix. So that's why I just boosted a couple of the mid-range frequencies up here. Let's see what it is, some 2K. Yeah, all that string noise. And then a little bit of top end and pulling out something that I didn't really like over 1K. Yeah, that little knocky frequency right here. Cool. And then I'm just using basic compression using the CL1B to hold on to make sure that those peaks don't jump out. Tape machine just to smooth off the peaks, and then compression. Alright, so I'm going to pull up the automation lane. In Pro Tools, if you were to hold down Control Command and click on any automation lane, you'll be able to pull it up on the screen itself. So right now you see the waveform, Control Command volume, and you see the volume automation. So I'm just going to pull it both for the bass subs and the bass top. So you can see that at certain points, the bass automation line goes from flat and it goes up by a few dB, and it comes back down again, and it goes up again. So I'm actually just listening in context with the song and just find out when the bass is actually doing bass riffs or when he's actually playing some melodic lines that I actually want it to be heard. So that's where I just go and listen by ear, push it up until it feels right. So here's how it sounds like. I'm going to play with the automation on, and then I'm going to remove the automation. So this is with the volume automation on. Here it comes. Alright, so now I'm gonna mute the bass automation so that you can hear how it sounds like had I not done the volume automation. Right, so it sounds a little bit static, a little bit flat. Sounds like everything is all consistent with each other, which is okay if you're just hearing it in solo. But when the actual mix is going on, when you're hearing it in context, those notes will actually be eaten up. Let me show you what I'm talking about by playing the rest of the track, and I'm going to mute the vocal so it's easier for you to hear. Same spot with the automation on. Here it comes. Alright, cool. And if I were to take it out, alright, so with the vocal in, without the automation, it would sound like this. It's okay, but I think it was something that needed to be heard, needed to be featured, so I just went ahead and just pushed them up a little bit. So that's really all there is to it. There are certain elements, I believe right out here as well, where I actually did some automation. Sometimes I'll actually automate the bass top and even the bass subs as well. So every time when he could be playing up high for quite a bit, and then suddenly when he goes down low, sometimes I'll just use clip gain or automation. I believe I actually did that right here. You could see I use clip gain to actually boost this particular note. Yeah, so every time once he goes to that note, I'm just pushing it more into my plugins chain, and that helps to make that note sit in and be heard as well. And there's a section out here which I also did something similar with the bass top, and this is how it is. So with the automation. No es, yo fui creada para ti. Esta vida mía no es, esta casa mía no es, yo fui creada para ti, para ti, para ti. Es tu vida, tu tiempo, tu concepto, un mensaje al mundo. Hoy tuya soy. Es tu rostro, son tus manos, es tu cuerpo y plan para cambiar al mundo. Hoy tuya soy. Yo tuya soy. So yeah, every time when he goes in, especially when he starts digging from low to high notes, and when he goes from one string to the other, you can actually hear it sticking out. And let's see whether if I solo it. So it's going from one string to another. So this is great. So it allows the bassist to be able to feel as though he is actually digging in, and he's actually playing it harder as well. So if you have any questions, don't forget to leave your comments below, or you can email me over at amos@amosyomusic.com. Until next time, see ya.